A 0 overall rebuild is arguably one of the hardest things you can do in Madden. But what if we made that even harder? Because today, we are going to be rebuilding this 0 overall team. I'm not personally allowed to sign any free agents. That is going to be on the CPU. And while it can make some good signings, it does some pretty questionable stuff. Now, I'm still allowed to draft and trade to try to make up for some of those questionable moves. And we are going to see by the end of this if we can turn this from a 0 overall team to the best roster in the league. So this should be a ton of fun. So we'll get into it in just a sec, but super quick. Be sure to leave a like on the video, and if we can get to 2,500 likes, I've done this before, but I want to do this again. I'm gonna do a 10-year rebuild of a 0 overall team. So be sure to leave a like, it'll let me know y'all want to see that. I think that would be a ton of fun. And y'all know I love my 0 overall rebuilds. But be sure to subscribe. We might even be at 60K, but we are so close to it. Because if you like rebuilds, that's literally all I do, and Madden 25 obviously coming out soon, so I'll do a ton of videos as soon as it comes out. And very last thing, no shout out for today's video, but let me know down in the comments what rebuild ideas y'all have. Of course, y'all know I love my 0 overall ones, so let me know if you can come up with a fun idea for a 0 overall rebuild. But without further ado, let's get to the end of this year. And you know what? I've been loving making predictions lately. Ooh, let's do a fun one. Pause the video and let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna predict it too, but how many interceptions is DK Metcalf gonna throw this year? If you get it right, then you're cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna say 51 interceptions and hopefully 0 touchdown passes. But all right, let's get to the end of the year and let's see what happens. Okay, unsurprisingly, we finish 0-17 with 0 points per game. DK had 684 passing yards, 47 interceptions. I was 4 off. That's a surprisingly low amount. I've seen him at like 60 something interceptions quite a few times, so that's kind of low. Obviously, negative rushing yards, really low receiving yards, even for a 0 overall rebuild. Horrible blocking. This one seemed extra bad. I feel like these stats were even worse than usual, probably because we're using the Seahawks, my favorite team. And we were getting beat pretty bad. We got beat 100-0 by the Giants, of all teams. The Ravens beat us 98-0. The Commanders, Cardinals beat us 91-0. Why is it mostly bad teams that are just destroying us? Well, you know, I guess that's kind of the Seahawks thing. But let's get into the good part here, and let's start actually rebuilding this team, at least as much as I am allowed to. So like I said, we'll turn on off-season free agent bidding. Do we also have to turn this on? Trades and free agency? No, that's just throughout the year. I'll be able to do that. Now, I've had years where the CPU does a lot, and I've had years where the CPU does literally nothing. So we'll see what happens, and let's hope it makes smart moves. But all right, we simmed past the first week. Our defensive overall went up. From the practice squad players we signed, or did our offensive overall go up? One was a 25, one was a 13. Obviously, it wasn't a 0 anymore because practice squad players can't really do anything about that, but apparently it signed somebody. So who was it? Did it sign anyone? Maybe it didn't. Okay, it did sign defensive players. So Tyrell Dodson being one of them, so brings back a Seahawk. Ronnie Harrison, which is interesting. I guess we could play him at safety if we want. And then James Houston. I'm kind of underwhelmed. I was hoping it would just go crazy for year one. Oh, I can't even see who's available in free agency because I have it on auto. But let's sim another week and see if it does anything else, hopefully. Okay, it looks like it did more. We're now up to a 39. Keeping it really balanced. Oh, God. It signed Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, that's definitely who I wanted. Evan Brown and Devin Bush. Kyle Fuller's still in the game? What is the CPU doing? Well, this is part of the challenge, so we're gonna have to build around whatever is happening right now. I am not starting Jimmy Garoppolo next year, by the way. I will start DK Metcalf at quarterback again before I start Jimmy G. I mean, that's not what's gonna happen. We're gonna either draft or sign a rookie UDFA, but we'll see. But final week here. I'm really hoping for more offensive linemen. Okay, we do go up to a 46 overall, 47 offense, 46 defense. Show me offensive line, please. Well, ask and you shall receive. It signed Robert Jones. Okay, you know what? Honestly, it didn't sign anyone too great, but I'm kind of glad it didn't sign anyone that's too expensive, at the very least. I was worried it would just blow all the cap space on a high overall old player. Also, what are these cornerback signings? Dante Johnson. Again, I didn't know he was still in the game. He is 32 years old. But hey, at least we're not a 0 overall anymore. So let's get to the draft. We still have a little bit of work to do. Just a little bit. But we, of course, have the #1 one pick in the draft, and you already know the 0 overall strategy of trading down about 1,000,000 times in year 1. So I think that's what we're gonna do. The only exception is if there's a top 5 talent QB, and there isn't this year. There are first round talent QBs, 3 of them. So do you think we're actually gonna stay in the first round? I know this isn't believe it or not, this isn't a great situation to throw a rookie QB into. Maybe a bit controversial, but I mean, some years don't have a first round talent QB at all, and I'm scared the year I'm gonna want to draft a QB isn't gonna have a good one. Now, if we don't get one this year, I mean, we can still hope that there's one next year, but how far do we want to trade down? Where do the quarterbacks stop? Pick 12. I kind of want to trade down more than that. How about we trade down? We'll trade down to 10, but it is such a strong draft class late. Like, look at Pat Bailey, A-man, B-zone, great speed and acceleration, elite jumping, projected to go round 3 to 4. We'll just trade down a little bit. We'll still have a lot of picks later. But all right, like I said, we're going to trade down to 10. With the Commanders, we're going to get their first next year, a second this year, next year, and a third this year. And with the 10th pick, we are going to need to pray that there's still a quarterback available. The Commanders at number 1 are probably, no, they have Jaden Daniels, so they're probably going to take the quarterback. If not, it'll either be a defensive end or a tackle. It's a defensive end. I mean, I don't know why I'm always surprised by that. It's just the teams that need a quarterback at number 1 always go defensive end or tackle, which is weird. I mean, I know the Commanders don't. It's just weird when teams do. But thankfully, Eric Westbrook is still available. He's the last pure first-round talent left, so we don't have to start Jimmy Garoppolo this year. Ooh, he wasn't at the combine. Was he hurt? What's his injury? No, he has a injury. He just didn't do anything. All right, fair. But Eric Westbrook out of Wisconsin. Some of his traits aren't very good. Gets happy feet and feels non-existent pressure. Slow, elongated throwing motions, so probably not a great dev trait, but we'll still take him. Hidden dev at least. Sounds good. But in round 2, ooh, there's still a top 5 projected player left. Gordon Wood. I mean, there must be something wrong with him, but ooh, maybe not. I mean, clearly there's something. But 4.39 speed, 20 bench reps, 40.9 inch vert, a 41.6 at his pro day, a short route, spec catch, and medium route. We might have to take him. I mean, clearly there's a reason he's still here. You know what? We have another second round pick anyways. We'll take a chance. I don't even know if he's necessarily the best looking receiver here, because there is also Chauncey Tolbert, who looks insane. Not as fast though, but whatever. We'll just take a chance on Gordon Wood. Hidden dev, surprisingly. Only 21 years old, wearing number 24 for God knows what reason, but we'll take it. We'll see if he's good. But here we're gonna go with Alex Devine, a first round talent center, still available in about the mid-second. Also only 21 years old. Seems like a no-brainer to me. Hidden dev. And then the last pick I'm gonna show, I'll take a few more, but this will be the last one I show. I think we're gonna go with a corner. Which one do we want though? Probably just Pat Bailey. I mean, why overthink it? He looks really good. We'll take him. Normal dev, but corners always have normal dev in this game. We'll still take it. But here's how we did in the draft. It was pretty good. We didn't get any 80 overalls, but we got very close. So Eric Westbrook is a 77 overall. Easily gonna be our starter this year. And I'll sign some undrafted players, because I still think we have a 12 overall or 0 overall right tackle, which I don't love that. But Gordon Wood, I have no idea why he slipped. I already changed his number, but 78 overall, of course, hidden dev. Very good ratings. 87 spec catch, 95 jumping, 92 speed, 93 excel. We needed a draft this good because, again, I don't know what the CPU did in free agency. I already cut a few of those players, at least the corners, because why would I want 32-year-old corners? We'll just sign undrafted players. But Alex Devine was a 77 at center, but we needed a left tackle. He's a 76 there. Really good impact block and lead block, which is usually what you want to look for if you want to find a good lineman. And then Pat Bailey is a 78. Of course, no dev trait, but still very, very good pick. Even Thomas Curran, that was a good pick. I think I made every pick in this draft. I took a lot of pass rushers just because I realized I kind of forgot to do that. But I think all 3 of these guys had a dev trait. Yeah, they did, so that's cool. Then we got a decent corner in Deion Bush, and then we needed a running back, so we got Randy James. He will play horribly, but he's better than what we have. But let's get into year 2 here, and we should be looking, well, I can't say decent decent, because we'll be like a 60-something overall still, but maybe we can win a game. And really what we're looking for is awards like Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year, so we'll see. But okay, here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We're now up to a 73 overall already, mostly thanks to the draft. Oh, I forgot to check where our players ranked in that draft. I know we at least had a few first-round talents, like Westbrook for sure was a first, and Divine was a first. I wonder if Wood was a top 5, though, because he was a 78, the others were only a 77. We'll pretend he was. Same with Bailey. But we have a 75 overall offense, and then only a 72 defense, which makes sense. This defense, I'm surprised it's even a 72. Our D-line is still horrible. We really don't have much going for us on defense. I'm kind of worried about it. And I guess we'll start some of the rookies. We'll go with Henley and Harris. Oh yeah, and we did find a few pretty good undrafted players. I don't know why Dwayne Neal gained hidden dev back. We know it's star, but we signed him and he just got hidden dev back for some reason. But Freeman, a 70 overall corner with hidden or star dev. See, his is revealed. I don't know why the other one isn't anymore, but that's a very good pickup. We got pretty lucky there because our corner group isn't exactly great. Oh yeah, and also not an undrafted player, but I'm gonna say unsigned free agents are fair game, just because, you know, if no other team wanted them, I think that's fair. So we signed Zach Charbonnet, which I don't know if he'll do great, but hopefully he's better than what we have. But this is a really weird offense. This is all players I never use, or they're just obviously Madden generated players. Also moved Ben Skoranek to tight end. I feel like he could do that. I mean, he plays fullback, close enough, but we'll have to see how we do this year. We'll have to see if we can win a game. I think we can sneak a couple. I'm gonna predict 2-15 this year, but let's get to the midseason point and let's hope we're not doing too bad. Even though if we were, that's fair. We're still in the early stages here. Okay, well, we are 0-7 at the midseason. Big surprise. Ooh, but for dev traits, okay, mostly stars, unfortunately. Eric Westbrook has superstar dev. That's huge. And as I've been saying, if we can get an actual offense around him, he could be very good. And then we didn't really have many hidden devs on defense. We'll see what these two pass rushers have, but our defense is unbelievably horrible. I know our offense is too. Like 32nd for points per game isn't great, but at least we have, you know, above average passing yards, very slightly above average. I know we still have a horrible team, but I'm kind of wondering if I already want to change our defensive playbook. We could. You know what? Let's switch it to the... I maybe should have done this before, but we'll switch it to the Ravens. What the Seahawks defense... I just accidentally switched the schemes. Okay. We'll switch it to what the Seahawks are actually going to run this year. Obviously with Mike McDonald. So hopefully that's better. I don't know. If it doesn't get better, that's fine, because we still only have a 74 overall defense. But we have some re-signings to make already. Zach Charbonnet, we'll see, but Delvin Freeman is interested. 4 years, 15 mil. He takes it. And then, I don't know, everyone else here, I don't know how much I care. We'll see how they play. It's pretty much all just undrafted players I signed, and then Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm still annoyed that that's what the CPU decided to do with our money. But all right, quick mid-season. Let's get to the end of the year, and maybe we'll go 0-17 again. But if we do, at least we get the #1 pick. Okay, we finish 1-16. At least we get a win. We'll take it. We'll check who we beat in a second. We'll see who we embarrassed. But Eric Westbrook, again, for how bad this offense was, this isn't too horrible of a year. Definitely not an offensive rookie of the year season, unfortunately, but he already is superstar dev, so that's fine. 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 11 picks. Not a great completion percentage. Whatever. But 700 yards for Charbonnet and 3.2 per carry. Maybe we should have started Randy James. 5.2 yards per carry. I mean, that's a very small sample size, but we'll see. I don't know. But Gordon Wood, 1,250-ish yards and 9 touchdowns. Okay, he could be offensive rookie of the year. AJ Merriweather also did well, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Ooh. I love our 77 overall tackle, almost doing as poorly as our 0 overall left tackle last year. I mean, 33 is definitely worse than 20 sacks allowed, but it isn't that much worse. That's insane. Wilkins was horrible at right tackle, Brown was horrible at left guard, but Kern and, of course, Robert Jones was our best blocker. Our worst overall lineman. Take me back to Madden 21. At least the blocking numbers were a little more realistic then. Well, that's debatable. And then for tackles, 128 for Bush, 124 for Dodson. We just brought back Seahawks linebacker from last year and then new Seahawks linebacker, I just realized. But tackles for loss, 20 for Harold Miller led the team, an undrafted player, 13 for Ballantyne, and then sacks. We're gonna need the CPU to sign somebody there. We had half a sack from an edge rusher this year, and that's it. Harold Miller led the team with a whole 3. That's rough. But interceptions, we had 3 total. Dodson, Freeman, and Bailey each getting 1. Okay, Okay, we had our issues, clearly. Lamar wins MVP. I don't even know why I'm checking these. We're not going to have anyone up here. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Gordon Wood. That's huge. Westbrook all the way down at 7. I thought he would be a little higher than that. I knew he wouldn't win it, but I thought he'd be a little higher. And we get cucked already for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Taj McLean wins it for the Falcons. Harold Miller at number 2. I know he didn't have many sacks, but 20 TFLs as a rookie, especially undrafted, is insane. Delvin Freeman at 6, Pat Bailey at 8. God, that sucks. That would have been huge because D-line is our worst position right now. Maybe he'll still get it or get star dev because he had so many TFLs. We'll see. But who's the team we beat this year? It's gonna be a good team probably for some reason. Yeah, it was the Rams. I mean, we'll take it, but that was coming off of a 42-6 loss to the Falcons and a 23-0 loss to the Broncos. So we didn't even really play close in any other game this year other than the Lions game. And I guess there are a few others, but not many. But let's get into the offseason, and this is where we could legitimately become a good team, assuming the CPU signs some players. But for re-signings, okay, Harold Miller thankfully did get star dev, which by the way, we're playing him as a 3-4 end at 269. That's not great, but hey, it's the Ravens defense. Players play in weird spots all the time, so that's fine. Oh, okay, well, fine. Oh, that really sucks, actually. We can't even bring him back in free agency, because, you know, I can't sign free agents. I mean, we're not gonna tag him. I don't think he's worth 23 mil, but you know what? This is gonna sound insane. I'm gonna do it. We don't have really any need for cap space right now, and it's only a 1-year deal, so that's absurd, I know. A 69 overall player getting paid 23 mil a year. I'm fine with it. But Dwayne Neal, 4 years, 14 mil, he resigns. And then everyone else, you know, Robert Jones was good for some reason, so 3 years, 9.9 mil, all right, never mind. AJ Merriweather was okay. And then everyone else, I'm good. We could re-sign Zach Charbonnet, but he wasn't great. And it's not hard to find, you know, unsigned free agent running backs, or maybe the CPU will sign a running back. We'll see. So another free agent period. Again, sometimes the CPU does nothing, and that's kind of what I'm scared of. Oh, and by the way, off topic a little bit, but Gordon Wood went up to Superstar Dev, of course. Only got 1 upgrade, but I guess it's better than nothing, arguably. What? Derek Thompson has X Factor? Why? He didn't even play at all this year. I wish he did. Okay. What do I do with this information? He's only a 68 overall. I mean, we have to start him next year. I really wish I started him this year, but how was I gonna know he had X Factor as like a 66 overall, I think he was? What's bad is I was thinking maybe I should start Thompson. You know, I was between Thompson and our other power rusher was Harris. I was like, they're the same overall anyways. It doesn't really matter. I should have started Thompson though, I guess. We'll do that next year. But let's see what the CPU does in week 1 of free agency. Okay, we go up a little bit. Our defense, it looks like that's the only thing the CPU did. Did it sign anyone on offense? I don't think so. But on defense, ooh, I'm actually okay with that. Leonard Williams. He's usually really good in this game too. Whoa. The Buccaneers had him last year. I guess the last 2 years, but in 2023, 22 TFLs. But then this last year, only 7. Just a little bit inconsistent. So hey, that's huge. Again, that's our worst position. Now it's arguably one of our best with Miller and Williams. We'll probably draft a nose tackle, I guess. But week 2, let's see what it does. Nothing? I don't think it signed anyone. That sucks. We still need a running back and probably another lineman and a pass rusher. But yeah, nothing this week. Maybe it signed a kicker or something. I don't know. But final week. Okay, we went up a pretty decent amount. I'm kind of nervous. I always get worried when I see we went up a lot. At least it wasn't that much cap space. We still have 106 mils, so maybe it was some, you know, smart moves. Oh, okay, we now have Kadarius Toney on offense. You know, I have the hot take that I think he would be really good if he didn't have bricks for hands, because he's pretty good routes and really good run after the catch. Just, you know, if you don't have hands, you don't have hands. I don't know why I like being a contrarian with football so much. I'm not trying to do that, but I don't know. Why? Kyle Hinton. Why? Whatever. That's fine. And then on defense, ooh, okay, the CPU made 2 moves that I would make on defense. Joe Tryon is another big overperformer in this game. Ironically, both were Buccaneers last year. Ooh, that first year he was terrible for the Bucs, but this last year, 10 TFLs and 7.5 sacks. That's 7 more sacks combined between our entire edge group this last year. So we'll take it. So hey, I love the moves on the defense. On offense, that's fine, but I also set receiver as our focus position this year, so we're probably gonna draft one. But speaking of that, let's get to the draft and we'll see what we want to do. I don't know if I've ever had this before, but in the draft, We have the top 2 picks. A better question is, has this ever happened before? In real life, I doubt it. Well, I guess it isn't 1 and 2, but the Texans ended up with picks 2 and 3 because they traded up last year or something like that. I don't know. Whose first round pick did we have? It was the Commanders, right? Yeah, so we end up with the top 2 picks. That's huge. I guess a good strat is trading for teams' first round picks that you think overperformed and will regress a ton last year or in the next year. Whoa. I don't know if I've ever seen this, but there's a not projected, but UDFA talent receiver projected to go in the first round. I mean, I might even fall for him. 4.24 speed, elite jumping, just horrible ratings. Pretty much F's across the board. I mean, he looks pretty good run after the catch, but he also has F juke and F spin move. I don't know. I'm good. But I don't think we're going to trade down. I mean, we already have 2 first round picks this year, the top 2 picks. I mean, if we did trade down, we could get a ridiculous amount of picks. You know what? We might trade one of these down, actually. We might trade down the first pick here, because I know what I want to do with one of these picks, and that is take Kenya Teague, but I doubt he would go number 1, but I don't know what I want to do with 2 picks here. So I think I'm going to trade this first one down pretty far. Actually, probably not. It'll probably be to about 10 again. All right, we are going to be trading the number 1 overall pick to the Browns for, I think, the exact same trade we did with the Commanders last year. A first this year and next, a second this year and next, and then a third this year. So it worked out pretty well last year, or I guess what is now this year, getting the top 2 picks, but I don't think the Browns will be as bad. I don't know. I don't really ever see them do too poorly, even though their team falls apart because of the Deshaun Watson deal. I have seen them do poorly before, but I've also seen them in the Super Bowl, so we'll see. Hopefully they don't go with the receiver. They go with Henry Lloyd, who looked pretty good, but we'll go with Kenya Teague out of South Carolina. He doesn't look fully amazing. He only has C medium route. None of his route running is elite, like B short route, B deep route, and he only has solid acceleration and change of direction. I mean, this is pretty much your DK Metcalf type. Elite speed, but, you know, not super shifty. Elite strength, not the best route runner. He has better hands than DK, but not as fast. But we'll take him here gladly. Hidden Dev, I'm honestly a little surprised he is hidden. He has 99 jumping and 96 speed. I mean, I guess, you know, that's fair. Running a 4.39, that's fair because he only has 90 acceleration. Balances out at about like a 93. That's about right. But 99 jumping, that's insane. This receiving core is going to be crazy. I know it's unproven, but once these players start developing, it could be insane. But now with the 10th pick, you know, I don't love our safeties. I wish I focus scouted Cortland Lamb. Ooh, maybe I don't even have to. He looks really good. Okay, we'll see. There's also Isaiah Short. Not as good. Plus, he's a 3rd round pick. I definitely wouldn't take him here. There are some good corners. So, all right, let's go with Cortland Lamb here. I know we have other issues, but it's stuff we can fix later in the draft, like offensive line, which is usually better around early round 2. So that's probably what we'll do there. So let's take Cortland Lamb. Could have normal dev. I wouldn't be surprised. Even if he does, I think he's a really good player. He does have normal. Only 76 change of direction. Not great for a safety. That's really not great, but hey, we'll take it. Looks good, hopefully. But round 3, ooh, there's some pretty good looking QBs left. Should we trade Westbrook away and take one of these guys? They don't look great. Cabrera looks pretty good, but he doesn't have any A accuracy ratings. Aiden Cook is fine. Okay, we definitely won't do that. Let's see. I don't really like any of these linemen all that much. I think Ian Roberts looks all right, but he's already 23, which, you know, wouldn't be the biggest deal in real life, but in Madden, that's not great. If he has all A pass block ratings, I think he's good. If he doesn't, I think he's pretty terrible. Maybe not terrible, but only like a 71, because he doesn't have great strength or speed. The more I look at him, the less I like him. Damn, this is like the worst O-line class I've seen in a long time. There is nobody I like. There's also Anthony Garcia, who's strong. He has 40 bench reps, but doesn't really have any very good ratings. I mean, maybe he's a good run blocker, but we'll just go with Ian Roberts. That's fine. Does have hidden dev. That's cool. I definitely could have traded that pick down too, but at this point, we have enough draft picks. And last pick, let's go with another corner just because they're usually good. Okay, hold on. Josh Campbell, A-man, B-zone, 4.30 speed, a 4.26 at his pro day, elite speed, change of direction, and agility. I mean, there are also other really good looking corners. Corey Porter, B-man, B-zone, A-press. I don't know why there are so many good corners in Madden draft classes. That's like the one position where, especially as a rookie, you know, it's hard to find good corners. Well, I wouldn't say the one position where it's hard to find good ones, but one of them. But I won't complain. We'll go with Josh Campbell out of Alabama. Hidden dev, 95 speed. Only 95 speed? He ran a 4.3. I know he only had solid acceleration for some reason. That's why he only has 90, but he had elite speed and it's only a 95. He ran a 4.26 at his pro day. That should be like a 97 at least if he's only gonna have 90 acceleration. Honestly, it should probably be 99 speed if he's only gonna have 90 acceleration. I know like 40 time doesn't exactly equal play speed, but it honestly should in Madden, because what else is there to go off of? You can't watch film. I don't know. Ooh, and Tyrone Dunbar. I'm fooled by running backs all the time just because a lot of the power backs have really good looking ratings, then they end up being like a 71. I don't know if I want another running back. But all right, this will be the last pick I show. Let's go with Ernest Alford. That sounds like a 1800s president name. That's a crazy one. Honestly, his ratings aren't super great. You know, he's supposed to be a run stopper. He only has C to F pursuit though. He does have A tackle, B block shed. I wish he had A awareness, but looks like a balanced pass rusher. I mean, B power moves for a defensive tackle is going to be like a 70, but we'll still take him. Hidden dev, we've been getting really lucky with the dev traits. It's refreshing after playing Madden 21 where there were none, but I'll take maybe one or two more picks and we will see how we did. Okay, what a draft class. This was even better than last year somehow. Our two first picks were insane. Honestly, all these were. Did we only pick first round talents? We might have. That's crazy. So Kenya Teague, of course we knew he was a top 5 talent. I didn't think he would be quite an 82 though. Of course 92 or 96 speed, 99 jumping, but also 92 spec catch. I guess a 91 because he's getting a +1 from morale or whatever. But also 89 catching. This dude looks insane. He'll be our number 1 immediately. I think we have 282 receivers. We'll see though. And then Cortland Lamb. I was thinking when he had the normal dev, I was like, okay, maybe that wasn't a great pick, but no, he is also probably a top 5 talent at an 81. I just wish he had at least star dev. Maybe he can somehow gain that, but you know, we'll definitely take it. And then Ian Roberts, I was worried he would be like a 72 or something, but he's a 76. And then I made quite a few more picks. Of course, y'all saw Josh Campbell. I thought he would be a lot better, honestly. I thought he could be like an 80 something overall. I don't really see why he's not, to be fair. I guess just the speed wasn't as good as advertised. But Ernest Alford, this is like one of the best second round defensive tackles I've ever taken. I just am horrible at drafting defensive tackles. I don't know why, so we'll take it. But we got another great receiver, Taylor Gray, a deep threat, 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 77 overall. He was a day 1 talent, a straight up first round talent. Got him in the 3rd. And then we also ended up with Tyrone Dunbar, 75. He had hidden dev. And then my last pick was Denario Gilmore, a 74 overall, only normal dev linebacker, but still good. So what a draft. Even the CPU got a pretty good guard. This might be an all-timer. This is up there. There were some really good players though. Henry Lloyd, I was right. The number 1 pick was, I guess, the best player in the class at an 82. I guess tied for it. There's also Derek Carson, an 82 overall quarterback. Of course, he went to a division rival. He is very bald. Ooh, and I guess maybe Deshaun Norwood. I didn't even look at him. He definitely would have been a better pick. He has hidden dev. So that kind of sucks, but I mean, we still got an 81 either way. Can't really complain too much. I mean, how was I gonna know ours didn't have a dev trait and that one did? But I didn't even look at Norwood. And then of course, Gray was a first round talent. So that means Campbell also was. This was, we got like 7 at least first to second round talents, or first to second round plus talents with 2 top 5s. That's crazy. But here we are heading into year 3. Definitely much improved, now up to a 78 overall. Mostly just off of players I drafted. I mean, the CPU really hasn't done much for us yet, other than, you know, Leonard Williams, Joe Tryon, and Tyrell Dodson are pretty much the main ones. And I guess Ronnie Harrison, but, ooh, you know what? Freeman would actually be a 73 up to a 74 with morale at safety. Let's do that, and let's make Cobbs, a pretty good undrafted rookie, our number 3. Or I guess our slot corner. Freeman can still be the number 3 outside guy. But overall, we're pretty well-rounded. We don't really have many issues anymore. It's just, you know, I mean, I can't say we don't have many issues, but we don't have any close to 12 overall players starting anymore. Everyone here is at least borderline starting caliber or better. So let's get to the midseason point once again. We have so many rookies starting on offense, so I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't go great. We're also gonna keep Divine at left tackle. We're really pulling the Seahawks strategy of of, hey, this thing went horribly last year, let's run it back. Surely that'll get better. I mean, it could get better though, that's why I'm doing it. I mean, 20 sacks is kind of hard to reach, so we'll see. But all right, let's get to the midseason, and hopefully we can have a few wins. We'll see. I'm definitely still thinking about changing both playbooks again. Okay, we are 2-4 at the midseason. Definitely fair. I thought we could be a little better, but I mean, you know, the Saints are also a 79. They're only 1-6, so at least we're doing better than them. This offense, though, it should be better than our defense, and it very much isn't. It's not even close. So I think we're gonna change it. Now, I don't know if I want to go full Chiefs offense. Ooh, wait, we could though. Richard Burris has superstar dev. This was just someone the CPU drafted. I didn't even highlight him. I just started him because he had hidden dev. But of course, he's a blocking tight end with superstar dev because there are so many great pure blocking tight ends in the league. I still don't know why that's a thing in Madden. There are like 2 pure blocking tight ends I can think of, like Josh Oliver and who's the guy for the Bears who's been around for like 40 years? Mercedes Lewis. Like, that's it. And I wouldn't say either of them are superstars, so I don't know. Either way, though, should we go with the Chiefs offense? We don't have a great running back. The only thing is, Burris is only a 69 overall, and we don't have a great O-line. That's what is kind of concerning when, we're thinking about going with a super pass-heavy offense, but you know what? I've had worse offenses and had the Chiefs offense do well, so we'll try it. But let's see if we have anyone to re-sign this year, anyone important. Probably not, but okay, I do want Harold Miller back if he wants to come back. He does, okay. Not playing on the tag anymore, thankfully. Ooh, Leonard Williams was only a 1 year. We'll wait until he regresses, but maybe he won't be interested by then. Yeah, we'll re-sign him. He comes back. Wasn't very expensive either, but everyone else, I mean, there are a few starters mixed in here, but not many, so I think we're fine. So again, let's just get to the end of the year, and I hope we do better than we're doing so far, but we'll see. But all right, we finished 7-10 in year 3. Definitely better than we were at the midseason. So at least we're showing some signs of life, a little bit. Eric Westbrook was pretty good, 3,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not amazing, but pretty good. Ooh, and Tyrone Dunbar actually wasn't too bad. 900 yards, 3.4 per carry. I mean, 3.4 per carry is pretty horrible, but not horrible from a Madden standpoint, so we'll take it. But Kenya Teague led the team in yards as a rookie, 1 yard away from 1,200, 9 touchdowns. Richard Burris, 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. Gordon Wood was okay. We just didn't use him that much. And, just sticking with the same left tackle worked out a lot better. Alex Devine, only 9 sacks allowed. Ian Roberts was pretty horrible at right tackle. And Desmond Peoples at right guard allowed 0 sacks somehow. Even though, again, I think he was our lowest overall offensive lineman. Go figure. But Tyrell Dodson, 123 tackles, led the team. 18 TFLs for Williams, 17 for Joe Tryon, and sacks. 7 for Joe Tryon. That's 6.5 better than what we had last year. 5.5 for Williams and Alford. Only 3 for Derek Thompson, but I mean, that's 2.5 better than what we had last year. Didn't really develop too much, but we'll probably give him another chance next year, because why not? Oh, I found the problem with our defense. We had 1 interception on the year. Okay, well, we're gonna need to see what we can do about that, and of course, Brock Purdy wins MVP here. Division rival, of course, the top 3 for NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Brandon Ayuk, Puka Nacua, and Brock Purdy. When will the pain end? Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Derek Carson for the Rams over Kenya Teague. Kevin Teague, is that a player? I don't know. Tyrone Dunbar at 5, Richard Burris at 6, Taylor Gray at 7, and Denard Gilmore at 5 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So very disappointing year. We got, of course, cucked for Offensive Rookie of the Year again. Well, last year was defensive, but cucked for a Rookie of the Year again. So let's get into another offseason here. We made big progress. Like, I'm being negative, but like, we did pretty well, all things considered. So assuming the CPU signs some free agents, that's a lot of S's, we should be able to be competitive next year. We will see. I'm like slurring my words right now. I don't know if I'm okay. I can't really speak well, but I'm trying. And in the Super Bowl, I don't know what's happening with the Bucs here. They signed a few of our players. I know that. Obviously, Leonard Williams. They also had Kenneth Walker. So apparently that was enough to make him a Super Bowl winner again. But for re-signings, probably good on everybody. I mean, yeah, there isn't really anyone I would want back. Maybe Michael Dixon, just so we have a punter, but like, he's not interested. We can just, they go unsigned all the time. So we'll let everyone here go. Should have a ton of money to work with, so hopefully the CPU actually uses it, but we'll see. So in week 1, oh, okay, well, first of all, let's start with the dev traits we got. Kenya Teague has X Factor. Now, did he gain that, or did he already have it? He already just had X Factor. That's crazy. Ian Roberts has Superstar. Hopefully he actually plays like a superstar next year. We'll see. And then on defense. I don't even know if we had any hidden devs. It looks like Campbell, did he already have hidden or was he normal? I think he already had hidden, so he didn't get a dev trait, but a lot of good ones on offense. But I don't think we signed any free agents at all. We have the money. I don't know why the CPU's not using it at all. It uses it for other teams, obviously. Arguably overuses it. I can't figure out why it doesn't use it. But anyways, hopefully in week 2, we can, you know, sign a couple players. Would be nice. So let's see what happens. We also didn't go up again. Why? We still haven't signed anyone. But in the final week, we have so much cap space. That's not the issue. We still don't sign anyone in the final week. All right. I mean, that's part of the challenge here. I mean, maybe it signed a backup somewhere? I don't even think it did that. All right, well, we gotta have a good draft. Let's see what we can do. In the draft, we pick at number 9. It's weird to not have the number 1 pick. Do we have 2 first this year? I can't remember. I think we only have 1, but we did trade back, so no, I think we have 2. Yeah, we do have 2. We have 9 and 12. So hey, the Browns weren't great. Probably 8 and 9, 7 and 10, somewhere around there. Could trade up if we wanted to. Ooh, we might do that because for our positions of need, I don't know. This really isn't a very good draft class for us. We need D-linemen. I think I'll either take Jacoby Flowers in the 2nd or like Cumberland or something, but there isn't a very good first rounder there. Let's see, there are good corners though. We don't not need a corner. Like we have okay ones, but we don't have a great one, and these ones look insane. Ooh, is Nelson Webster worth trading up for? 4.3 speed, a 4.2 forward is pro day. See, he has elite speed and solid acceleration. Is this gonna be a whole 95 speed, 90 acceleration situation again? There's no way of knowing. Again, that's why I don't like that. I don't want to get into that whole tangent again. You already heard me yell about it. Whatever. And there are really good safeties. Ooh, Eric Ziegler. I wish I scouted him. Why didn't I? 4.38 speed. He has elite speed, jumping, change direction, and acceleration. Just, I want to know what his man coverage is. And the play rec. If he has like C play rec, I don't know. Do we want to take another safety in the top 10? It was questionable to do that in the first place. It's kind of weird to double down on it, but I mean, if it's a good enough safety, that's worth it. But yeah, we're not going to trade up. Ziegler is still here, but Ziegler's risky. What does Stephon Rush look like? Similar. Oh, but the corners are still here. We'll go Nelson Webster. Hopefully he's faster than the guy we took last year. A-man, A-press, B-zone. Sounds good. Hidden dev, 97 speed. He also does have 90 acceleration like the last guy, but has as good of speed as he should. Again, if you want to be realistic, it should be like it honestly should be a 99 if it's going to balance out with a 90 acceleration running a 4.3, but whatever. I'm yapping a lot today. I don't know what's wrong with me. But with our second first round pick, we're kind of like out of positions we can draft. I mean, there's still a few, like we really don't even have a center. I moved our center last year to guard because he went up 2 overall there, so I was like, why not? Ziegler's still available. Same with Rush and Cousins. I don't want to take another DB though. Ooh. Okay, I always get fooled by 3-4 outside linebackers, but I might get fooled again because Jeff McMillan looks really, really good. Now, if we're going to take him, we definitely would trade back, but we still do need another pass rusher. We have Joe Tryon, but he was like the only one who produced last year. Jeff McMillan has A to C awareness. Hopefully that's an A. He has B player rec, A power moves, A pursuit, A hit power. He even has A to C finesse moves. The only thing is his block shedding. And I guess, you know, he has some ratings that might not be great. I wish we knew for sure on those. Am I really gonna fall for this again? It never works out. Ooh, there is a guaranteed first round talent in Tim Whiteside. Maybe that would be better. But where's the fun in playing it safe? You know what I mean? We do actually need a power rusher more though. We have enough speed rushers. So we'll do it. Definitely a weird pick. Should we trade down? I guess we will. This feels so wrong. I know how it's gonna go. It's gonna end up with me being not very happy because he has normal dev and he's a 71 overall, as per usual, but whatever. But all right, we'll trade a 1 and a 7 for pick 18 and a second round pick from the Broncos. So let's take Jeff McMillan. We could probably trade back even farther, but oh well. Hidden dev, 84 speed, 87 excel, 83 strength. Horrible change of direction. We'll see. Those ratings are so good, but maybe he can be like a 76, 75. We'll see. I know that other edge rusher is better. By the way, the guaranteed first round talent. We don't need any more speed rushers. We have our rush ends are split. One's, speed, one's power. And we just needed a power. This is another really not great offensive line class though. It's kind of weird. I mean, we still did end up with a pretty good one last year, but man, early second is normally the spot to find good interior linemen in Madden, and I don't see any. Max Guyton looks okay. I think we'll go with Michael Hilton just because we have a desperate need at center. He had a good combine. He has good ratings. He'll probably only be like a 73, but that's an upgrade. But I might make 1 or 2 more picks, but we'll see how we did. But okay, what an interesting draft we had. So our first pick was was a very, very good one. Nelson Webster, an 82 overall, possibly the best player in the class. He's also 6'3", but only 182. I mean, he should probably add a little bit of size. I mean, that would, sacrifice a little bit of his speed, but it'd probably be worth it. Obviously, that's not a thing you can do here, but I'm just saying if he was a real player. Either way, though, very, very good pick there. Not that corner was a desperate need, but it was a little bit of a need. And then the next few picks weren't amazing. Jeff McMillan is only a 73. I bet his block shedding and tackle probably weren't amazing. That was a pretty good guess. I thought his block shed would be even worse, but his tackle's only a 75. That's not great. Everything else is pretty good, though. He should develop. Then Michael Hilton is only a 71. That was not a great pick. Then Jacoby Flowers is also good. Another hidden dev. Did we only hit hidden devs? Don't think Tevin Binns had one. No, he didn't. That sucks. We almost went perfect. But the Tevin Binns pick kind of makes up for the Michael Hilton pick, hopefully. Not that, I mean, it's not great to get a 71 in the early second, but at least it's some value. I've seen much worse picks. But Paul Claxton, did he have a dev trait? He did. 76 overall receiver in the early third round, by the way. He's probably about a mid-first round talent, maybe mid to late. And then the last pick I made was Paul Hart, a blocking tight end. He was a projected UDFA, so it was technically a reach, but he's a blocking tight end with hidden dev, so he probably has X-Fact. We'll see. And then the CPU did something. Did Webster have hidden dev? No. How about Spencer Leonhardt? Okay, we have a hidden dev backup QB. Cool. Sure, that'll be useful. But let's get into year 4? Year 3? What year are we in? Yeah, year 3. No, it's year 4. I'm stupid. Let's get into year 4, and we will see how the team's looking. At least a solid team this year, so we can, have some hope heading into next year. But I mean, hey, teams over and underperform all the time. Like, we could do really well. We'll see. Our offense should be good, but I'm still a little worried about our defense. Like, we are really banking on Leonard Williams and Joe Tryon to carry our pass rush. I mean, McMillan could be good as a rookie, but we'll have to see. That's banking on a lot for a now 74 overall rookie. Oh, I forgot to check again where our players ranked in the class. I don't know why I keep forgetting, but, he was probably the best edge rusher available that wasn't a speed rusher. But I mean, we have a lot of pieces here, to be fair. You know what? I just realized something. It's fine, because it doesn't just affect us, it affects the whole league. I forgot to change XP sliders. I don't really change them too much normally, but I was like, wow, a lot of our young players really haven't developed that much. That's probably why. That actually does kind of screw us over, because we're a team that is like all young players, but it affects every team too. So I'll do that. I'm glad I eventually remembered, but let's once again get to the midseason point, and we will see if we can be decent this year. Okay, we are 2-5 at the midseason. Understandable, we're still not amazing on paper, but now our defense is really struggling. Our offense is obviously good. The Chiefs offense will do that. We did just lose to the Chiefs. They probably have a better defense and just a better overall team, but it looks like Eric Westbrook is doing super well. The one position we need the CPU to sign is running back. I think we might go back to Tyrone Dunbar. I mean, he wasn't great last year, but Keaton Mitchell's doing worse. 3.3 yards per carry with better O-line in front of him. That's not great. Devine is still really struggling at left tackle, and Ian Roberts is really terrible this year. Should we change the defensive playbook, or should we just see how things shake out? God, we have 0 picks so far. All right, we'll change it. This one isn't working, clearly. We've had like 4 total picks in 3 years, because we had, 3 a couple years ago, 1 last year, and 0 this year. So 4 picks in 2.5 seasons. Yeah, that doesn't sound great to me. Let's try the Rams defense. I've used it a few times before, and it's done well sometimes. I mean, should hopefully be better than what we're working with now. But for re-signings, I could just re-sign anyone just because I know the CPU won't do anything with our money anyways. I at least definitely want Leonard Williams back. Ooh, doesn't take it even though I upped everything. Okay. I don't know if I really want any of these guys back at all. I mean, Tyrell Dodson, I guess. We'll see. But let's get to the end of the year again, and hopefully we can bounce back a little bit. But here we are at the end of year number 4. And if you've seen one of these videos before, y'all know why we're here. So super quick, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed so far. Be sure to subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming out soon, especially when Madden 25 comes out in just a few weeks. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. And question of the day. This is a really weird question. It really has nothing to do with this rebuild. It's just something I was thinking about because I saw something about how every quarterback from the 2020 class has been paid and how much they got. But let me know this down in the comments. If you had the #1 pick pick in that draft and you were the Bengals, if you got a chance to redraft it, would you stick with Joe Burrow despite all the injuries, or would you go with Justin Herbert? Let me know that down in the comments. I would probably still stick with Burrow. I do think he's better, but I don't know. It's just something interesting I was thinking about. I was like, if I were to redraft that, I'm not sure what I would do for the Bengals. So yeah, again, let me know that down in the comments. But either way, here's how the team's looking at the end of year 4, up to an 82 overall. Mostly just star dev traits from our rookie class, but Jeff McMillan has superstar. So that was definitely a good pick. Also, I guess I should have started him. Paul Hart also does have superstar. You know, I just wanted to play it safe because Burns for sure had superstar. We already knew that, so I just started him, but whatever. Either way, we started a superstar dev tight end. But in year number 4, I'm sure you could tell from the morale, but we finished 5-12. I don't know why necessarily. Probably because the CPU refuses to sign anyone. But Eric Westbrook definitely wasn't the problem. 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks. This is basically just turned into a draft-only 0 overall rebuild, which is fun. That's not what I wanted this to be, though. But Tyrone Dunbar did end up being better than Mitchell. Still not good, but better. But Kenya Teague, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Richard Burns, almost 1,000 yards. Oh, okay, I think we're gonna trade Alex Devine. He's horrible. Ian Roberts was also horrible, but not as bad. Tevin Binns wasn't good, but our guards were good, I guess. But Tyrell Dodson, 121 tackles. TFL's 13 for Williams, 12 for Alford, 11 for McMillan, and sacks, not great. 6 for Joe Tryon, 4.5 for Jeff McMillan. At least we had interceptions, 3 for Webster as a rookie, 1 for a few players. We'll see if the Rams' defensive playbook is the move. This might be a 6-year rebuild, to be honest, because we are still horrible. We also don't get any awards, obviously. Jeff McMillan at 3 for Defensive Rookie of the Year, Webster at 4. I thought Webster would have a chance, but whatever. Let's forget this season happened. Let's get into the offseason. But for re-signings, we'll obviously re-sign Eric Westbrook. This is the 5th-year option for Eric Westbrook. You know, we might as well re-sign all these players, but honestly, I don't know if I want to, because they're just particularly good. I will re-sign Leonard Williams, but he's being a little bit picky, so we'll do very player-friendly. He takes it, a 3-year deal for a, 33-year-old player. That's definitely what you want. And I guess I'll re-sign Michael Dixon if he wants to. He does, just so we, can do something with this money. And how about Jervon Dexter? Sure. Now down to 169 mil. Surely the CP will do something with all that cap space. Why wouldn't it? Nothing in week 1, nothing in week 2. Why? How do you make it do it? How? Let me know. Is there a way for, am I being stupid? No, it year 1. It signed players year 1, just not good ones. I don't know, man. I don't want to cheat next year and, just sign them myself, because that's not what the challenge is. But if the CPU isn't signing players, that's boring. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get to the draft, and we'll see what we can do. Also, by the way, we got a lot of dev traits. Or not a lot, but some cool ones. So McMillan went up to X Factor. He wasn't that good, was he? I mean, it's probably the tackles or TFLs or something, which, whatever. He only had 4.5 sacks. Burns went up to X Factor. That makes sense. He was really good. Now he hardly developed. I think tight end is my highest XP slider position. I have it at 140 or 150, but they still really don't develop. And I wish I started him, but Paul Claxton has superstar dev. I think we'll start him next year over Taylor Gray. You know what? Just because we're getting screwed by the CPU, do we have a receiver who would be a high overall at running back? It's definitely not always good to do that because they usually play horribly, but Gray would be an 82, just out of curiosity. Paul Claxton's probably good. Is he a playmaker? I think he is. Only an 81. Okay. Kadarius Toney would probably be good there. No, I thought he would be better. Okay, well, never mind. That's tough. But in the draft, we pick at number 5. I'm surprised we don't even pick a little higher, going just 5 and 12. I guess that's about right, though. We're in a position again where we might have to trade this down, because really our only big needs left are O-line and maybe D-line still, maybe safety, I guess, and off-ball linebacker, but we're not going to take that, round 1, unless it's late round 1 and there's someone who looks really good. Ooh, okay, wait. Maybe there's an exception. Joshua Spriggs, 4.35 speed, which is going to be 93, even though he also ran a 4.29 at his pro day. Hopefully A awareness and A man, but A press, A zone. And I mean, yeah, he is A man because he's a man-to-man corner with A zone. He has C play rec, which is pretty much an A for every other position. Just for some reason, A is C is the max a corner can have. I've seen a B, but very rarely. I don't know why that is necessarily. Okay, if he's still available, I will take him and I won't trade trade down. He might be, because he's not projected to go top 5. Okay, I think he is still available. No, he isn't. Okay, he was really good. Ooh, there is also Cam Young, though. Add another Cam Young to the Seahawks. He only has solid acceleration, though, isn't quite as fast. I don't love the C to F play rec. I mean, hopefully it's a C. I still might take him, though, just because, honestly, I don't feel like trading down. So, all right, let's take him. Probably normal dev, but I think he's a really good overall. He does have hidden 96 speed, only 90 excel, obviously. 95 change of direction. We'll take it. I would guess like an 81 overall, maybe higher, though. I don't know. I should never predict, though. Anytime I predict, the player's way worse than I guess. I don't know why. Chip Palmer. What a name. From Virginia Tech. I'm surprised he's not from, like, Wisconsin Whitewater, like, the Broncos guard. Why can I not think of his name? I'm tired. Whatever. He doesn't look that great, though. I mean, he has elite strength, but that's about it. Let's see. There is a first-round talent outside linebacker, which was my focus position. Unfortunately, he's already 23, so he's not going to develop, but, you know, if we can get him even round 3, that's a really good pick. Ooh, Greg Portis. Elite strength, 42 bench reps, 43 at his pro day, but he's an agile blocker. I mean, a 5'1" isn't horrible for someone who's 314 pounds, but I mean, I guess he does have elite agility, great acceleration, but I think that's a mislabel with 42 bench reps. Either way, I think he's good. Is he a scheme fit or are we power? We're power. He's probably not a horrible overall power guard just because he is so strong, but we'll still take him. Hidden dev, 97 strength. Sounds good to me. But here we'll take Will Newberry, elite speed. The rest of his combine was just okay. I mean, the 25 bench reps, that's pretty good. That's only solid strength, though, for an off-ball linebacker at only 236. All right. But good ratings, checks all the boxes. You know, A play rec, A pursuit, A zone, A tackle. Definitely looks like a first-round talent. Another hidden dev. I'm really surprised about that one. 87 speed, 87 excel. We've been getting so many dev traits in this rebuild. It's crazy. Yet we still can't go better than 5 and 12 for some reason. I think I know how to fix that next year, though. I'll do my usual strategy of, you know, benching the underperforming players at the midseason, especially the offensive linemen, so hopefully that works. But you know what? I've been seeing y'all asking me to show more draft picks, which is surprising. I thought people were, you know, getting bored when I showed too many of them, but hey, if that's what y'all want to see, I'll just show one more because this will be the last one I make. But honestly, maybe a bad time to do this because I don't know what I want to do at all. So, you know what? We might go with another lineman. Ah, there was a good center, but he's gone. I wish these linemen were more scouted, but I think Travis Chandler, ooh. Okay, you don't want to take players with F ratings. I mean, the injury's fine, but F run block power, probably not great. There is Josh Hutchinson, another agile lineman, despite being 324 pounds with elite strength. Love this game. He has no power, again, despite being 324 with elite strength. I don't know how that's possible, but hey, we'll still take him. Another hidden dev, 92 strength, and hey, Hutchinson, pretty good last name for a lineman. Okay, maybe I should have kept picking, because this might have been one of the best draft classes ever that I've had. I feel like we've had 2 or 3 of those today. So Cam Young, possibly the best player in the class at an 82. He's even better than I was predicting. 96 speed, 84 man as a rookie, 80 zone, 76 press. Greg Portis, 78 overall, 97 strength, obviously, which we saw. 91 impact block, really good finesse. Probably not quite a top 5 talent, but probably a top 10 talent. I know it doesn't separate that from just first round, but he's probably around there. And then Will Newberry and Josh Hutchinson are both 76s. Newberry I thought would be around a 76, but Hutchinson I thought would be a little worse. He's very good though. We only picked first round talents or better because, you know, Newberry was a first round talent at a 76, so Hutchinson was too. I've been pretty good today. That's surprising. And then as soon as I stopped picking, the CPU picked a 64 overall linebacker, a position we had already picked, and a horrible player. Just what I wanted. Unfortunately, Newberry's probably going to go down at middle linebacker, which is where we're going to move him, obviously. Just 1 overall, that's fine. But another very, very good draft class, and hopefully this can result in some wins. I'm definitely going to move the offensive line around. We'll see who starts where. Portis will definitely start somewhere, possibly right guard, but maybe left. We'll see. But here's a look at the team heading heading into year 5, probably the second to last year, depending on how we do. I mean, if we do well, this could be the last year. If we go to another year, I might turn off auto signing and just sign players myself because it's so boring to not have any free agents. I know that defeats the purpose of this, but it'll just be an extra year. We'll count it as outside of this challenge just as an extra year. I think we'll do that. We'll say this is the last official year no matter what happens. Could be just the final year in general if we do well. And we signed a few pretty good free agents. We got Jonathan Brooks. We'll see how he does. I mean, we've had no run game, so hopefully he can be, you know, a little better than what we have. I checked his stats and it looks like he's been the number 2 still to probably Chuba Hubbard for some reason. I mean, Chuba Hubbard's good, but I mean, these first few years, he hasn't been great, but 2026, it looks like he got more playing time, 800 yards, 4.8 per carry, and 14 touchdowns. Hopefully we can get something like that. We'll see. We also signed Caleb McGarry because Ian Roberts has been horrible. And then I moved Curran from left guard to left tackle and then Divine to right guard because that's where, you know, he can do the least damage to our team. I don't know if I love Bin starting at center though. I might start Hutchinson there. We could also just start Roberts there. We're really getting goofy with the O-line, but we need to. It's been horrible. We'll see. I'll figure something out there. Oh yeah, and also I moved Cam Young to safety. Definitely not as valuable there as he would be at corner, but I'd rather have him as our starting free safety than our third corner behind Bailey. And then we might move him back to corner next year if he has a really good dev trait, and then move one of these guys to safety. We'll see. But let's get into the year. Let's get to the midseason point, and we will see how we do. Or should we just get straight to the end of the year? I guess we could. Nah, let's get to the midseason. We'll see what our issues are. Hopefully we're doing all right though. Okay, we are 3-4 at the midseason. Still last in the division, but better than last year. Our offense still is not good. Despite, you know, using the cheese offense in Madden, the Chiefs offense. Our defense is still bad, which it's better than last year at least. Last year it was the worst in the league. It's at least better than that. But what's the issue? I see a few 0-7 teams. The Bears and Browns, sucks to be them. So Eric Westbrook isn't amazing so far. Jonathan Brooks is. Okay, that's a good signing. We'll absolutely re-sign him. Our receivers are pretty balanced. I kind of wish Claxton wasn't the number 1. I wish it was Teague. But how's the blocking? Oh, okay, let's change that. Thomas Curran is on pace to allow 24-ish sacks, maybe 23. Caleb McGarry's on pace to allow about 20. And I forgot to bench Tevin Binns. I don't know if we have anyone to bench him with, though, because we're going to need someone to play at both tackle spots. So let's put... I don't know if I trust Roberts at left tackle. Is Portis starting at left guard? Yeah, so we'll put Hutchinson at left tackle. He goes down pretty far at tackle, though. I don't know. How about Peoples? He's only 6'2". I don't feel good about this, but we'll put Hutchinson at left tackle, and we'll put Roberts at right tackle. We'll see how that goes, and we'll try, I guess, Peoples at center. This O-line has really been the downfall of this team, and the defense, but I don't know how to fix defense in Madden. It just seems all over the place. So we'll see if this O-line plays better. I hope it does. And of course, Divine, the guy who's been allowing almost 20 sacks a year, has allowed 0 so far this year. So I guess putting him at right guard worked. I don't know. Oh, okay. Cam Young has X Factor. That's what I was hoping for. I kind of figured he would. I don't know why. I just kind of figured he would. So we'll take that. I don't think any of our other hidden devs are very good, at least so far. Actually, no. Portis has Superstar. So of course, another very good draft class. But will it result in wins this year? Let's find out. Let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully we don't suck. Oh, and wait, we have some re-signings to make before we do that. So Gordon Wood, Derek Thompson will let go. He hasn't really developed much. Alex Divine, I mean, he's doing well this year. I don't know how much I can trust him, though. Thomas Curran was good at guard. Joe Tryon will re-sign. Okay, let's start with Gordon Wood, 4 years, 51 mil. I just somehow clicked through that so quick it didn't show up at all if he accepted it, but apparently he did. Joe Tryon, we obviously need back. We'll go, that's really cheap. 3 years, 20.4. Again, he accepted it so quick that I accidentally skipped through it. Jonathan Brooks will go 4 years, 30.4. He takes it. Pat Bailey will go 3 years, 19. He takes it. Should we re-sign Divine? I mean, we have so much money. I don't want to re-sign him, though, because usually if you re-sign players, they suck for the rest of the year. So let's get to the end of the season, and we will see how we finish. Okay, you know what? We don't need the CPU's help anyways. We finish 11-6, and we make the playoffs in the final year here. Fixing the O-line was the solution. It shouldn't have been a bad O-line, to be fair. It never should have been an issue in the first place, but we fixed it. Eric Westbrook finished with with 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 10 picks. After being not that good at the midseason, so he really bounced back. Jonathan Brooks, over 1,000 yards, 4.3 per carry, 10 touchdowns. Another thing that's very important in Madden is having a good running back, and we did finally get that. Kenya Teague was not even the leading receiver at the midseason, but finished with almost 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1,000 yards on the dot for Burris, 9 touchdowns, 900 for Claxton. I wish we could get Gordon Wood more involved, at least more than Claxton, but I mean, he's been a good like third option every year. And then on the O-line, Peoples wasn't good at left tackle necessarily, but I guess he was a lot better than Curran, so that works. Roberts was really good at right tackle. Portis was probably our best lineman this year, other than Alex Devine, who allowed 0 sacks, despite allowing 17 last year. All right, Josh Hutchinson was good, I guess. And then we had a lot of tackles, a lot of TFLs, 15 for Alfred and Williams, and sacks? Hello? 4 for Joe Tryon and 4 for Jeff McMillan. We had no pressure. We at least got interceptions, though. 3 for Campbell, 2 for Dodson and Young, and then 1 for a couple players. So the Rams' defensive playbook probably isn't the move. At least we got interceptions, though. But Eric Westbrook at number 8 for MVP, it of course goes to Patrick Mahomes. Brandon Ayuk obviously wins Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons obviously wins Defensive Player of the Year. But Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to a Cowboys player, Manny Roberson. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Newberry. Cam Young at 3. What did Will Newberry do? Was he that good? I mean, 107 tackles, TFLs, but no picks. I guess he had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery, but I mean, we'll take it, but that isn't the best Defensive Rookie of the Year I've ever seen. He just had tackles, and that's it. And should we get goofy here and change our defensive playbook for the playoffs? Probably not. Usually, if you change your defensive playbook in the midseason, it kind of ends up being worse no matter what, which makes sense. But we have a first of many scenario finally in our first playoff game in year 5. We will go play it cool. Y'all know me. I honestly think we have no shot. It is the Cowboys. I mean, if this was real life, I would think it's a guaranteed win. It's the Cowboys in the playoffs. But in Madden, I think it's a guaranteed loss because it is the Cowboys in the playoffs. Gotta love the realism in this game. But without further ado, we've done everything we can. We've battled the CPU, or I guess lack thereof, and still built a pretty good team at an 86 overall. Definitely not the best, but pretty good. One thing I regret that I probably should have done is traded for a good player for this final year. But hey, we made the playoffs either way. But let's see if we can beat the Cowboys here in the wild card. Of course not. Why would we?